So I've given you my essential items that you need to pack, but in today's video I'm going to be talking about the things you should not be taking on your backpacking trip, traveling or camping or all of the above. I've got 5 items or things that will not benefit your trip. You may think they will, but they're just going to end up taking up more space in your bag and also taking the experiences away from what you should be taking in when traveling. So starting off with number 1, and that is your Nintendo Switch. I know you want to play Legends of Zelda on the plane, but once you get on your trip, you're not going to have time to use it and it's just going to stay right at the bottom of your bag, taking up space, where you could be putting other essential items rather than this thing. And if you remember, in a few videos ago, I spoke about leaving your comfort zone and how traveling is about that. And I think playing video games is the complete opposite of leaving your comfort zone. And you need to take yourself out of your comfort zone. You need to take yourself out of the possibility of you being able to sit down and relax and play video games. And also, if you're taking the Switch, that means you're going to have to take the charger, you're going to have to take a case for it. It's just going to take up loads of room, like I mentioned before. I understand a lot of people are obsessed with playing video games and can't put down the controller sometimes. So what I would recommend doing is putting it in a place where you're most likely not going to take it out for a week before you go on your trip. So I don't know, let's say you take it all apart and put it in your loft or wherever, put it in top of your kitchen shelf, where it's going to take that extra effort to grab it. But I'm all for Switch. If you've played Breath of the Wild, please give me some tips in the comments of how to beat the Divine Beast, the one that's fucking like Speedy Gonzales, like that guy. I'm stuck on that level still. But yeah, Switch, leave it at home. The second item is the neck pillow. I know you've seen them at the airport, and if you own one, just throw it away. I absolutely hate the things. I don't have one to show because I think they're such a complete waste of money. I remember being a kid and like seeing everyone traveling with them, so I was like, oh, I want to buy one of those, you know. So I bought one, and it's literally the biggest waste of space, especially when you're on the plane. It doesn't even work unless you have like some expensive one. But once you land in the place where you're traveling around, what are you gonna do with it? It's another bag space taker. Sounds like a good game. So the only thing you can do with it once you've arrived on your trip is throw it away. So it's a complete waste of money. It doesn't work, and it's just more of a look thing than an actual thing that benefits the trip. And also, as we're traveling, we're trying to save money, so don't even buy one if you see one at the airport, because most airlines actually give you blankets and pillows if you're flying long haul. I flew to New York obviously not too long ago, and they gave me like their own neck pillow, which it was pretty shit, but it did the job. But these things that you buy are shit as well, so just don't buy it. And if you do have one, leave it home, because it's just going to take up loads of space while you're traveling. Like, imagine you've just got some big backpack where you want to store more stuff in, but you've got some big neck pillow like this big. It's just taking up way too much space. Snacks or tea if you're British like me. I've gone traveling before and I've taken a bag of PG Tips because, you know, I like to have a cup of tea when I'm away, and most places don't have tea like British tea.
Only been here for a bit. I'm running out of these. I've got 3 more packets left.
I know it's going to be hard for a lot of you to leave that pack of Monster Munch behind, Quavers, Jaffa Cakes, you know, all the great stuff that England's got. It's just not why you're traveling. The reason why you want to travel, because you want to experience new cultures and understand what other people eat, so you can try new snacks that Vietnam has to offer or Costa Rica has to offer. Like me, a bottle of Fresca and a nice bag of plantain chips was what I would have on the days off where I wanted to have a little snack. So now when you're traveling elsewhere and you see those things, you're like, oh shit, I love this. And you've broadened your snack tasting, I guess. Instead of drinking your PG Tips, milk, 2 sugars, however you like it, I would then recommend trying, you know, the local tea, what they've got, or the coffee that Vietnam's got to offer, or the Balinese coffee with some like monkey shit, quite literally monkey shit. This can also be something for you to look forward to in the future. So when you're coming home, you're really sad, you're saying bye to all your friends, all the people you've met, as well as looking forward to coming seeing your family. For me, that is at least what I look forward to. But then I also look forward to a nice cup of tea, PG Tips or Yorkshire, however you like it. You can have these things waiting for you for when you get home. Number 4 is try not to bring too many nice clothes. For me at least, I don't like taking any clothes because in past moments I've taken like my favorite Chelsea shirt, which is my mistake, but I always wear Chelsea shirts just because they're good material for traveling, as I mentioned in the video about packing. The Chelsea shirt where we won the Champions League that season, it's got a big stain down it now because of the way I washed it, and I'm quite upset with that. Every time I look at it, I see the big stain, I get quite sad. But that's reality, that's gonna happen. So if you've got, like, for example, this hoodie is one of my favorite hoodies. I'm not going to take this traveling if I was going tomorrow. I'd leave this at home just because I know it's quite a pain to wash, and you know, do I want to be washing this in a dirty sink with like washing powder and all this shit and just mucking it about with all my rest of my clothes? No. So I'm going to leave this at home, and I'll probably buy like some cheap hoodie out there. Even like a lot of countries have markets where you can just buy really cheap like football shirts, basketball jerseys. Whenever it's hot in countries like those, you can buy stuff there. So if you've got like Gucci, I don't know all the brands, I don't know, fucking Balenciaga or some shit, leave that at home, because if it's expensive, you want to take care of it. And also, if you're walking around like some dodgy areas or whatever and places you don't know, and you're wearing like Gucci t-shirts and high brand stuff, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. So I wouldn't recommend that for two reasons. You don't want to stand out too much, and they're probably most likely going to get ruined. This goes as well for shoes. If you're going to be doing hiking and stuff like that, don't take your pair of Jordans or whatever. Leave those at home. Don't take your Yeezys. These are expensive shoes, so look after them. Obviously, I know you would, but I'm just saying, if you're going out there traveling, this isn't a time to look drippy or whatever. Before I get into my last point, I just want to ask you to subscribe, because it's pumping out loads of content for you, and I hope this has been useful for you. If it has, just let me know by subscribing. That's all you got to do. It's free, same as liking, same as commenting. So my last and final point is, do not bring too many books. Reason why? God, these are dusty. Tells I read a lot. Reason why is they're going to take up a lot of space, and they're going to make your bag really heavy. And you'll probably end up reading about 2. Sometimes I've gone away and I've ended up taking 5 books and then coming home with more books, and I probably read like 3 of them. Take 2 books that you would like to read. And a lot of people out there, when you're traveling, have reading books as well, and when they're done, they'll probably swap you, or you'll just find books somewhere in like the hostel. And this is, for me, it's normally a travel guide book and 2 books. I normally read self-help books. This is one of my favorites, so I took this one traveling, and I read the whole thing. And then I'd also have like My Lonely Planet or whatever. That's it. That's all I would take. Don't take more than that, because your bag it just does make a difference in your bag. And if you read crazy amounts, I would recommend buying a Kindle then. I'm sure you already know what a Kindle is. That's going to save more space, as well as make your bag a lot lighter. When you finish reading your book, you can just leave it behind. Simple as that. So I hope these quick tips were useful for you, and like I said, if they were, please let me know by subscribing. 709 I think we're at the moment. I just want to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. It'd be great if you just let me know that you're enjoying this content and it's been useful for you by pressing subscribe. I've got another video about my essential items here, which I would recommend you to watch if you've just finished this one and you haven't seen that one, because it's good like this video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.